Hello! Hi everyone, welcome back to Get Your Play Online. My name is Rebecca and welcome to our last week of summer programming. This week our theme is back to school, and so today for this Fun in the Kitchen segment we will be making a easy back to school lunch in our bento box. So I am going to just go ahead and jump right in and we'll get into all of our ingredients and things that we'll need for this lunch today. We will be making pinwheel sandwiches, vegetable skewers, and little peanut butter cracker sandwiches. So there's quite a few ingredients that you need for all of these things, but we'll just go through them one by one and we'll quickly assemble our bento box. So the first thing you'll need is some kind of lunch box or bento box. This is just a regular Tupperware container that has two separate little containers inside. And this is what I'll be using to assemble our bento box lunch today. You can use any kind of container that you have or any kind of lunch box that you have. This is perfect for if you're going back to school and want to, limit use of single-use plastic bags. I love using Tupperware containers, and especially the little dividers make it really easy to keep all your food nice and separate. So to start with our pinwheels, we are first going to need a tortilla. I'm just using a corn tortilla. And you'll need any kind of meat or filling of choice. If you're vegetarian, you can do an all veggie pinwheel, but I like turkey, so I'm using turkey breast sliced already. And I'm also going to use some fresh lettuce for a nice little crunch. And I will also be using some avocado. You can use any sandwich fillings you like. You can substitute out the meat, or you can add different vegetable toppings or whatever you like in your sandwich, or condiments. I like mustard, but I know a lot of people like to use mayonnaise. You could use hummus. You could use no condiments. It's really whatever is your favorite. Then we'll make some skewers with, we're going to use some toothpicks. I just have, just regular toothpicks. And I have some cucumber that I'm going to slice up. And I also have some grape tomatoes. And for that, we'll also need a knife to cut our cucumbers. And if you need some help with a knife, be sure to just grab an adult or a friend or somebody older who can help you cut our cucumber. And then lastly, for the peanut butter cracker sandwiches, we're just going to be using some regular peanut butter and some Ritz crackers. You can substitute with any spread that you like. It could be Nutella, it could be sun butter if you're allergic to peanuts. You could use cream cheese, whatever you have on hand. I just chose peanut butter, so that's what I have. So let's get started. We'll start with our vegetable skewers. So for this, we're going to be using our tomatoes and our cucumber, and I'm going to carefully use my knife to slice 2 slices of cucumber. And you want these to be about maybe like 1/4 of an inch thick, like this. Not too thick, but you want them to be thick enough so that they don't break off of the toothpick. So there's one slice, and I'm going to slice the next one. And it doesn't have to be perfect, just, however you can do it. And again, I've already washed all my vegetables, so make sure you wash them all before you eat them, and I've also washed my hands. So I'm going to use 2 toothpicks for 1 skewer to provide a little bit more stability on the vegetables. And I will first start with my cucumber slice, and I'm just going to poke it with the 2 toothpicks right in the center, just like that. And I want to bring it up a little bit towards the top. Then I'm going to carefully poke my little tomato with the pointy end of the toothpicks and just wiggle it until it goes all the way through both sides, and that's our skewer. This is our tomato and cucumber skewer that we are going to put in one piece of our little bento box container, and I'm just going to put it in sideways like that. And it's just going to rest in there until we make another one. With my other slice of cucumber, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take 2 more toothpicks and just pinch them together just like this and poke them right through the middle of the cucumber. Just like that. While holding it like sideways, I'm going to take my other tomato and poke it right in the center where the little dot is with the pointy parts of the toothpick and just wiggle it in very carefully until it pokes through the other side, just like this. Again, you can vary these ingredients or this recipe however you like. I chose tomato and cucumbers because they're delicious vegetables that I like to eat, and this is what I chose, but you can also do tomato and mozzarella, or you could do bell pepper, or whatever you like to make little tiny skewers that are fun to eat and easy to prepare. It's a great way to eat your veggies. So this is our skewers all done here in one portion of our bento box, and now we're going to make some peanut butter cracker sandwiches for the other half of that little container. So I have my peanut butter here. Again, you can use any spread that you have on hand or that you like. I happen to have peanut butter and I'm not allergic, but if you are allergic, there are a lot of nut alternatives out there like apple butter, sun butter, anything that you like that's tasty that you have on hand. So I'm going to take 1 Ritz cracker or any kind of butter cracker that you have and a little scoop of peanut butter, and I'm just going to spread that on the cracker. Now you can use as much or as little as you like. That little portion I had on my knife was quite a lot. You see it made a little mountain on my cracker, but that's okay. More the merrier, right? So I have peanut butter on one side, and I'm just going to take another cracker and easily sandwich it on top, kind of squish it together just like this, and that is our peanut butter cracker sandwich. And I'm going to line these up in the other half of this container that also has our skewers in it. And I think I'm going to make about 5 of these so that we have enough to fill our little container. The great thing about this little bento box lunch that I came up with, oh, this one broke a little bit, that's okay, is that it fulfills all of the food groups. You're getting fruits from the tomato, veggies, and also a little bit of carbs from the cracker and the tortilla, and protein from the turkey. So this is definitely a well-balanced lunch that is quick and easy to make, that can be made by, students themselves. It's very easy. It doesn't involve any cooking, or it can also be made, the night before by parents who may be working from home or sending their kids to school. That is just something that's simple and easy to make, so they don't have to worry too much about preparing lunches for school these days. Some of you may be back to school online, and some of you may be going to school. So either way, I hope that everybody is staying safe, and part of staying safe is also eating healthy. And eating a well-balanced diet can keep your body nice and strong. So we're going to have some of our healthy fats with our peanut butter and a little bit of carbs with these crackers, and I'm going to make one more sandwich and then I'll show you my finished little bento container over there. Just going to take a little scoop of peanut butter on this cracker and top it with another one. I'm using a knife to spread, but you can use a spoon or a little spatula, whatever you have. This is our last little sandwich, and you'll see hopefully you can see, I have lined them up here in my little bento container that has a nice divider down the middle. So I'm going to put this piece of the container in the larger box, and I'm going to wipe my hands off, have a little bit of peanut butter on them, and we'll get started on making our pinwheel sandwiches. So I'm going to close up my peanut butter, put that off to the side, and I'm going to get out my tortilla. So I have here 1 tortilla, tortilla. This one's a little small, so I actually have two to make a couple of sandwiches. That way we can fill up our container with enough little pinwheels. But you could use one large flour tortilla. I just happen to have a corn tortilla here, so that's what I'm going to use. And I'm going to show you every step and lift it up, even though I have it down here in front of me on my cutting board. So I'm going to take my condiment of choice, which is mustard. You can use mayonnaise, you can use whatever kind of condiments you like. I am a mustard girl myself, so I love yellow mustard, but you can, of course, vary this however you want. So I'm just going to spread some mustard onto my tortilla. Actually, I am going to angle the camera down so you can see my work surface here, just like that. And here you'll see I have spread my mustard all over my tortilla. See my other ingredients here on the cutting board too. And next, we're just going to take some of the sliced deli turkey. This is my favorite kind of turkey because it's got a little bit of spice on the edge, so it has some extra flavor. And you can put as much or as little as you like. I'm just going to put one slice just like that. Now, I'm going to take my avocado, and I've already sliced it up with my knife, and so I'm just going to use a fork to scoop some out and place it right on top of the turkey. You can add any kind of sandwich toppings that you like. You can add sliced tomatoes, you can add cucumber, you can add all kinds of toppings. There's really no limit to whatever you like, just whatever you prefer on your sandwich. I personally love avocado, so it was a no-brainer that I was going to add avocado on mine. I'm also going to add some lettuce for some crunch. Now, I prefer the leafy parts of the lettuce rather than the stem, so I'm just tearing off the leafy pieces and just gently laying it on the tortilla. So now I'm actually going to rotate this just a little bit, and I'm going to start carefully rolling up my tortilla, and this will make our pinwheel sandwich. So I have sort of a log looking deal, and it's okay if it falls apart a little bit or if the ends maybe fall apart. I found that I was able to get like 5 or 6 good slices out of this tortilla, so if you use a bigger one, you might be able to get even more. And I'm going to take my knife very carefully, let's move this back a little bit, and I'm going to very carefully cut using sawing motions back and forth and make little pinwheels. So there's one, and I'm just going to keep cutting as much as I can get out of this roll up here. So there's 2 there, and I think maybe I'll get 5 out of this tortilla. Again, this is a pretty small tortilla, so if you use a larger one, you might be able to get more slices out of it. You can see my fillings are kind of spilling out. I kind of filled it up with lettuce, but I love that good crunch, so that's quite all right with me. And I'm going to take my other empty bento container, and I'm just going to carefully arrange all of these in my little container, just like this. And I kind of squished them down as I was cutting it, so while I'm putting them in, I am just shaping them to be a little more like circles. And there's one of our pinwheel tortilla sandwiches. So I'm going to make one more because I have enough ingredients and I want to fill up that little container. So I'm going to take my second tortilla and just place it on my cutting board here, and I'm going to add the same ingredients that I used before. The great thing about this recipe is that you can customize it to whatever you want. There's no one right way to make these sandwiches. It can just be your favorite sandwich ingredients, and these happen to be mine. So I placed my mustard, and I'm going to place one piece of turkey and the rest of my avocado. I'm going to carefully scoop it and kind of dump it out onto my tortilla and use my fork to mash it up. I love avocado on sandwiches. It's, I think, my favorite topping for sandwiches is avocado. So I've spread it around, and then I'm just going to top with lettuce. I have another leaf here, so I'm just going to do the same thing that I did before. I break off little pieces so it's a little bit easier to roll up. The stem is pretty hard, so it might not be the easiest to roll if you're trying to roll it up. There. Okay, now we're ready to roll one more time. So just carefully pressing the filling in the middle, I'm going to roll up the side of the tortilla and just roll it up really tightly, kind of like a burrito. And kind of looks like a burrito because this is a tortilla. But here's our second log. And carefully, again, I'm just going to take my knife and cut it into little slices. Perhaps a serrated knife would be better for this, but I'm just using a sharp dinner knife. And just gently using sawing motions, cutting back and forth into my tortilla. Uh-oh, my fillings are spilling out of this one. That's okay. We'll put them back in, just like that. And then I'll get my bento container and I'll place in my pinwheels. These ones are actually a little larger than our others, but that's okay. And I'm just going to place them, fit in as much as I can. Just like that. And there is our pinwheel sandwiches. So I'm going to tilt my camera back up again. Hello. And I'm going to place this inside my larger box. And there you have it, our bento lunchbox. You can see our pinwheel sandwiches and our tomato cucumber skewers and our peanut butter and cracker sandwiches. And this is our healthy, delicious lunch for back to school. I can't wait to eat this for my lunch, even though I'm not in school right now, but I'm excited to eat this flavorful and healthy lunch. So I hope you all enjoyed making a bento box lunch with me and have a great school year. And I look forward to making more content for you guys soon. Have a great week. Bye.